Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work, hard work, hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good with y'all? Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey, one of your favorite vets on the net, talking this sports talk, and this is E2G Sports Network presents First Formation Morning Sports Talk. Y'all heard the intro. Just come on and fall in as we get to it today, this afternoon. What's good with y'all, fam? What's good? What's good? What's good? Let's stand. How you doing, brother? Glad to see you in formation this morning. So, it's chock a lot of stuff to talk about. With the weekend was chock full of different sporting events. We got a little conversation, World Series talk. You had some pugilistic fighting going on with a couple of events going on for boxing. You had a event or two in the NFL, NCAA football, and even NBA, a little conversation going on there as well. So you surely got enough to talk about. A couple of things went on, of course, over the course of the weekend. What's good, Key? What's good, Key? What's good? What's going on with you? How you doing this morning, sis? Glad to see you in formation. What up, Eric? How you doing, fam? Glad to see you in formation as well. Oh, snap. So yeah, so you know what I'm saying, all that and then some as we get ready to get to it and and talk about it. So of course, like I said, where's the first topic? I hope y'all weekends went all successful and all and graciously and gravitated toward what now we have for this upcoming weekend.
Good morning.
But y'all know what?
Freaking morning.
If y'all could imagine what I would have said had we not been on air, but you know what I'm saying, we just say had to sit up and do something a little differently.
Good morning.
See, here we go. Here we go.
WGO. What's going on this Monday morning? Excuse me, people. Please ignore the fact of what's going on above my head there, sir. Please ignore that.
You know what? Has you not?
Please
you know how you be looking at something,
that.
you see it initially, but you ignore it because it's like, okay, if then someone does something to bring attention back to it, like I was, I was not paying any. I seen it when it first came in. I wasn't paying any attention, and then I had just that quick. I had forgot about it because I read what Eric was talking about, like saying not the Lakers jersey trade. Of course, the Lakers jersey.
So of course I'm gonna put up with, like, you got that jersey. Of course I'm about to put up these 7-0 Philadelphia Eagles, baby. Let's freaking go. How y'all doing on this Monday, man?
I see that you doing pretty good. I see.
I mean, who else? Who wouldn't be doing great when their team is still undefeated in the NFL? I know we're not discussing it yet. I just wanted to make sure y'all seen, the enthusiasm that I had this morning on Monday to see what's going on. What's going on, Eric, Leslie, Kneeth? How y'all doing? Oh,
what's good
going on?
What's good, sis?
That's that tail right there, man. She hung out with us this weekend, man. We had mad fun. What up, Stan? What up, Key? What's going on, man? We had mad fun this weekend, man. Mad love to all.
Did you get a chance to see that intro video?
To what? What?
To the show this morning?
I Did you?
I did no, I think it's on the premise of Key. So let me run it back right quick, everyone.
Yeah, run that back.
Just
Run
back.
that back for me, boy.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
That's what's up.
So
I like that.
that's you know saying shout out to Key, you know what I'm saying,
She did that?
conductor that. Yeah, I just provided her with the information and some stuff
Key,
that she
that's
put
what's
together.
Oh man, shout out to Key for an amazing intro, man. I love that. I love that a lot. That's what's up.
So
I love
yes,
that. I love
so
that.
yeah, so that you know what I'm saying, like I said, shout out to Key. You give her, of course, always flowers with flowers like that. You know what I'm saying, that's what's up.
Yeah,
So
that's what's up. I like that a lot.
so something else we're gonna talk about real quick. That I know particularly particularly that you don't like. I know you don't like, and you're probably gonna turn your nose up at everything. Jake Paul wins a unanimous decision over
You know how to mess up a morning. I swear. You know how to
over
mess up a morning. man.
MMA middleweight Anderson Silva. As they had a fight over the course of the weekend, a Showtime pay-per-view. So even one Showtime is getting on the bandwagon, like this produces numbers, or they are validating him as a boxer. In any case, it went down. Jake Paul won the unanimous decision. He did end his streak of just knockouts. To where he did not knock out Anderson Silva. However, he did knock him down late in the 8th round, which was only an 8-round fight, and was able to get the unanimous decision. In this case, he went ahead and called, of all people, he calls out MMA fighter Nate Diaz.
I can't wait for someone to beat his. Man, I want someone to beat his. I do. I want someone to beat his boy. Golly, he get on my.
Additionally, who was on the undercard was UFC fighter Uriah Hill, former UFC fighter Uriah Hill, fought against Le'Veon Bell, in which
Le'Veon Bell done had another fight?
Yeah, he had another fight. But Le'Veon Bell did take an L on this one, so I guess you could say his record is 1-1.
Yeah, Uriah Adrian Peterson again. It wasn't no Adrian Peterson, obviously.
Yeah, it was a UFC fighter who threw on hands. Yeah. But what happened is Uriah Hill, which fight was before the Jake Paul fight, at the end of his fight, he called out Jake Paul. He's like, I want Jake Paul. He's like, I want to show him. He's like, I want to show him.
I'm with you, Uriah. Let's go. Let's go.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, Jake calls out Nate Diaz, but prior to that, Uriah Hill called out Jake Paul and said he wants Jake Paul.
I'm with it.
Ultimately, from what... Now, this is the funny thing, right? Oh. He calls out Nate Diaz, right? But prior to, in his interview, he's like, ultimately, he wants to get to calling out people like Canelo Alvarez. And Jake said he wants to call out Canelo Alvarez. So, so I don't know. Now, what we saying now, Logan Paul has moved on. Remember, he fought Mayweather, right?
Right.
But he has moved on. I think he has moved on from the from fighting professionally to now being a professional wrestler. So he's finding another lane, a different lane. But I mean, in state is when you look at it, regardless of the fact he did go and fight. I mean, think about it, who he fought at in-state. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it wasn't that bad. I mean, he wasn't going to beat Mayweather, but, you know what I'm saying, he put up a fight, although it wasn't exactly what we thought it is. But, yeah, so I just thought I would say that. But on the other side of the spectrum, Vasily Lomachenko did defeat Jermaine Ortiz with a unanimous decision in their 12-round contest as Lomachenko with the win basically has an opportunity to potentially fight for the lightweight heavyweight championship versus Devin Haney sometime next year, uh, if they can put it together and make it happen. So although we did have the fight with Jake Paul, there was a fight with Lomachenko and Ortiz. A
Mm-hmm.
little more on the spectrum of more of the same boxing with some type of prowess. So you did have. He said not impressed. Oh, you wasn't impressed with Lomachenko? What was that? Why not? I didn't get to see that because honestly, I won't even lie. I was watching Jake Paul, but so I didn't get to see. By the time I was like, I'm going to cut on this other fight because I figured it was a little further. It was a little further behind
Mm-hmm.
Lomachenko. It was already over before I could even get to it. So what? Why was you not impressed? Punchline. Oh, you said he wasn't impressed with Jake Paul either. Yeah, Jake Paul. It was like
Jake Paul don't never impress nobody,
someone's going to put that dude out, man. It's just going
man.
to take the right
And I
person.
can't wait, boy. I cannot.
Anderson Silva was up in them. I couldn't realize how they had it to where they were so close. When they look at it, when it was looking at it and stuff, like he was. I thought Anderson Silva would have won more rounds than the unanimous. And I also wonder, is it is it a is it scripted in some of this stuff?
Yeah,
Because
that's what everybody was talking about. That's what
I just
everybody was
wonder
talking
if
about
it's
this week.
scripted.
They feel like this is scripted, man. Because I don't believe Anderson Silva would have lost to this dude like that. I didn't see the fight, so I don't know. Was the fight even close? Did you
And
watch
that's
it, Trey?
what, yeah, I did, and
Okay.
from what I looked at, it didn't look all that close. Uh, and some of the things you look at is like you said, Anderson Silva. Even if he's even as an ML predominantly a MA fighter, he
Mm-hmm.
still has a little bit of boxing in his repertoire. And it was just some things in which I was looking at. I was like, I don't know if you could say if this was a even if he was against another MMA fighter, if this MMA fighter was leaving himself open for certain things, that he would have been catching heat rounds and catching L's. So in state is I just think uh, exactly, and that's what I'm saying, Jordan. When you're looking at it, it just looked like it was, and like Drunk said, like there was a dive taken, and you know, what I'm saying, and it's creating basically it's creating entertainment. In state is entertainment. So Andre Farrell back on Lomachenko, Lomo fighting dudes to build his confidence. He calling out fighters that will have him that will that will give him that work. He needs to fight Tio again. You see, he's not asking for that rematch. And you could be right. It could be the same thing which we see in Paul. Is all like in a sense, like you said, Lomachenko's building, trying to build his confidence back up. And from what you're saying, punchline, trying to maybe put himself in position for to get um, maybe middle of the year to fight Haney. So it's all coming. It's going to all come out at one point in which we'll see whether or not, like you said, if Jordan said if he'll keep that title, if Haney will keep his title, if Haney will get dispatched taken care of before a Lomachenko matchup. Um, so there's a lot of stuff out there. Will Jake Paul call out someone that's going to finally put them hands on him, or is he going to go ahead and go out in order fashion if it is scripted? It's a lot of questions in it for the most part. Two different types of matches where you look at one that's similar, supposedly looking more like a celebrity expedition matches in which he's just collecting W's. We did see, or even if it was scripted, we did see more of a situation to where Anderson Silva did give Paul some work in which, but if it was scripted, then it's all for naught. You know what I'm saying? Or he gave him exactly what he's supposed to, and he was lasting. But I mean, it comes up. It's soon enough it'll be seen if someone. I don't foresee Nate Diaz. If you look at Nate Diaz, I mean, then again, he might for the money. Nate Diaz might do it like saying I do it, but Nate Diaz is the type of the person to sit up and take the money and still sit up and drop you, catch you with some hits and drop you still, and be like, well, you shouldn't have gotten the ring with me. But I mean, I hope Nate Diaz doesn't do that. Let's get to some other individuals in which that'll give him that work. So. Um, no, probably not. Probably not. You right. You right, Andre. He's probably not. He's probably going to continue to do what he's doing. At this point, I think it's entertainment. and he's just working his way up. He's probably getting a good workout, but yeah. So we probably, as you stated, you probably would not see him against an actual boxer. I hate when Bishop leaves and then his screen is just up. Like, that's ridiculous. But you know what I'm saying? We'll see. We got a game tonight, and then we'll see if Philadelphia has moved on from being number 2 and moved up to number 3, or was Buffalo impressive enough to hold on to that number 1 spot, even with a 1 in that loss column? We determine it, of course. As we talked about that once we get into our regular NFL segment. So for all you um, basketball, correction, Major League Baseball fans out there. Of course, first let me say this. Wanted to send a shout to the NBA, Military Basketball Association Commissioner, Mr. Mike Myers, as over the weekend he had a successful surgery, I might say, that he's out there. So of course we wish you to get well, sir, as you do your recovery. If you're not recovering already, out hitting them trails, running again. So um, hit us up soon. Get you back on. As we know, the Military Basketball Association season will be starting soon. Of course, a shout out to all the coaches out there when it comes to the service forces in basketball. They're getting ready to get it cracking. Air Force, all Air Force men and women, all Army men and women. Of course, the Marines, Navy, all services about to get it going on. I know the All Army men have been working out in Fort Hood. The All Army women have been working out in Fort Bliss. Coach Richardson and Collins is getting them ready. The Air Force is ready. As you look at them, they look like they might be a formidable force. I'm going to do my best to see if I can get them on within the next few days before they get to their competition. Uh, all services, gotta love it. Gotta love a service member. I tell you, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force, gotta love it. So going back, I'll say just had to have that break real quick. Going back in, World Series Game 3 tonight. I guess the Philadelphia Phillies found whatever that juice was to dispatch the Houston Astros from continuing their onslaught of teams in this year's playoff. As on Friday, the Phillies were able to take care of business. They got their win, Game 1, and gave the Houston Astros their first loss of the year with a 6-5 loss. After that, of course, Houston comes back the next day, takes care of business as they have been doing to get a 5-2 win to even up the series for what tonight's series will be. Opportunity for one of the teams to take a 1-game lead over the other. It was interesting as I know I was checking out the last couple of innings of the Phillies game, and it was a home run hit in which everyone just watched it sailed out. And then, of course, it was the fans, interestingly enough, the fans seemingly were the catalyst of them reviewing the home run because the fans was like, it went foul, far left, and they the official, one of the umpires came down and then initiated the review. And of course, when you went back and checked it out, if you looked at it from an angle of the right limit, the ball as it passed by didn't cross in front of the pole. It crossed behind it, which of course signals that it was not a fair ball, and then it was too far, in which the home run didn't count. So of course, like I said, Houston ended up with that game winner, winning 5-2 and going on to Philly for Game 3, in which they'll play Game 3 and 4 in Philadelphia, I believe, before heading back to Houston. If Philly doesn't take care of, heading back to Houston for the most part to finish out the series, I believe. Yes. So for those Phillies fans and Houston fans, Astros, Phillies, got a game, got a series in any case. This dude with this Philadelphia really. It has. That's you. I can give you that drunk. It has, and I'm not even a huge baseball fan outside of the Dodgers, but it has been. But you said you got Houston 4-1. Oh, you saying they finna basically take it, take sweep two and sweep the Philly series in the Philly, and then go back and finish it off at home. They do. But I mean, it wasn't enough on what was that, Friday night. It wasn't enough, but yeah, it's definitely that is the thought that they got too much pitching. Their bullpen is loaded. Don't do that, Galen. Don't do that. Don't do that. You muted. I was just gonna let you go
I
ahead.
appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Don't worry. I got more coming, man. I got more coming. Don't
You
worry
know
about
what?
it. Appreciate you, bro.
Who
Appreciate
y'all
you.
got next week? Oh, we already discussed that, y'all. But yeah, you might have another one coming.
Yeah,
But
thank you. Yeah. Any more questions, bro? You got any more? Because I'm telling you right now, bro. Just let me sit back and let y'all just sit back.
that's not. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Philly had a hot. Oh,
I'm talking about
about the
Phillies.
Phillies. Oh yeah. Anytime I got you, fly Eagles, fly baby. I feel you, Campbell. I feel you.
Why did I like have
feel you.
why did I get like a icky chill when he just said you read that, like every time
Fly Eagles, fly. Let's go,
it's like
man.
the same. It's like
Let's
the
go.
same thing I get when you say what used to say Boomer Sooner, and
Yeah.
when I used to hear that term Seahawks the whole time I was in Washington State, hearing them chant Seahawks all the time. It's like that icky, that
We
feeling
got
that
Houston on Thursday. That's who we have. That's who it is. Houston. In Houston on
in
Thursday.
Houston.
In Houston.
H-Town, stand up.
It's That's funny.
H-Town, stand up.
Yeah, y'all
Let's
stand up and
go.
sit back down when you stand up.
Let's
Sit on
go.
right back down. Yo, what y'all doing, the wave or something? Because that's about
Put
all.
your hands up. Let's go, Houston.
That's right, man. Galen, man, this is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. But I know we still not on that. We on baseball.
Well, yeah, because I got some. Don't worry, I got
Houston,
some when we
Houston
get.
leading a series.
No, they're tied now. Houston lost game one and then won game two.
So it's
What's
1-1.
good, Galen? Glad to see you here. Yeah, so it's 1-1. They played tonight.
Appreciate you,
Whoever
Galen. Appreciate you, bro.
take a opportunity to get it in tomorrow tonight. So someone's
Okay.
going to be up 1-0. I'm a 2-1 after
Mm.
tonight. Drunk was saying that he hey, talk to him. Drunk, let him know.
Hold on, I got something for that.
No, bro, don't do dare.
I got something for that. Because obviously him and some other people are saying the same thing about old AJ Brown, man. I don't know.
I was like when he's doing his press conference, I was like, look at this dude's arms. Like,
I don't know. I don't know what it is, bro, but it is what it is, bro. Let it be known, baby. Let it be known. He ain't worried about no drug tests, none of that. Let's freaking go. For all you haters out there, drunk, here it is. Let's freaking go. Haters, man. Haters gon' hate. Golly, boys. Stop the madness. Let's go, man. Y'all, I don't know why y'all do a drug test on Michael Paul, whatever, Paul Peel, whatever his name is. Do a test on him. And people want to test AJ Brown. Let's freaking go.
so what you're saying,
David Mills gonna work them more.
You gonna so give him that work. You know what? This would be the times in which I'm gonna have to remember. What is this? 24 minutes. Well, I will remember that time when he said Davis Mills, and when Davis Mills
does what? He's not doing nothing against our defense. Davis Mills is not doing anything against our. Jalen Hurts has been looking Peyton Manning should salute. Thank you, man. They appreciate you, drunk. Appreciate you, bro. These people hated on Jalen, man. Ever since the Alabama days, they've been hating on Peyton. On Jalen. And the man is proven 7 games in, man, 4 touchdowns. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We will get to that, man. We will. This
You
dude
know
here,
what?
man.
You know what? I'm happy that you have something to cheer for, Bishop, because neither one of us can cheer for our NBA teams right now. But it's a short. It's early in the
It's
season.
real, a lot of games, a lot of games, a lot of games, a lot of games.
And then, of
Don't
course,
play
this next segment we're gonna get into. Of course, you can't cheer right now because not even Oklahoma nor Oklahoma State are doing too well. Of course, going over that action over the weekend, talking about the top 25. Florida tried. It looked like they tried. They took an L to number one ranked Georgia with the 20-42 win for Georgia. Number 2, Ohio State faced off against number 13, Penn State. Penn State was giving them all they can, but couldn't hold fast as Ohio State gets the W 44-31. Kentucky and Tennessee faced off. Kentucky number 19, Tennessee number 3. Tennessee with the win, getting a 44-6 throttling of the Tennessee over the Kentucky Wildcats. Wasn't even a contest, unfortunately for them. Michigan number 4 faced off against unranked Michigan State. Battle of the state. Of course, Michigan 8-0. If you hear that, then you know they got the W, winning 29-7. Number 7, TCU faced off against West Virginia. They get the W 41-31. Number 8, Oregon faced off against California, but it was the same old story, same old song, same old two-step, even if that's the tune you listen to. Oregon gets the win 42-24. Number 9, Oklahoma State. Where Bishop, you see how you bitches disappear when you get to talk about Oklahoma State. Number 9, Oklahoma State faced off against Kansas State. Talking about work, Kansas State woodshed 48-0 over the 9th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. Unfortunate situation for them, but had to happen to somebody. Number 10, Wake Forest with the L. Louisville handed them that L. Hold that for Lake Forest goes down 48-24 from Louisville. Them USC Trojans faced off against Arizona. Arizona, number 10 ranked USC, gets the win 45-37. Stanford faced off against UCLA. UCLA, number 12 ranked, gets the win 38-13. Number 15, Ole Miss, gets the win 31-28 over Texas A&M. Number 16, Syracuse falls to Notre Dame 24-41, as we expected. At least I expected that to happen. Nebraska falls to 17th ranked Illinois with the score of 26-9. 20 ranked Cincinnati takes an L to UCF with a 25-21 victory for the Golden Knights. North Carolina faces off 21st ranked North Carolina versus Pitt as they get the victory 42-24. And last, of course, the 25th ranked South Carolina Gamecocks fall to Mizzou 23-10. Eric, LaDonna, the Tigers did what they had to do and take care of business. Like Drunkers was talking about here, I've never seen a top 10 team get demolished by a lesser team like OK did Saturday. I was true drunk. Kansas, they weren't ready in state. They wasn't ready. Of course, Tennessee and Georgia next Saturday, you already know is going to go down. Someone's got to fall, number 1 versus number 2, which means one of them is going to still be in the top 5 in state after this weekend. Kansas State, yes, they did with their backup. What's good? 3-4. What's going on, brother? Mr. Patterson, how you doing, brother? Glad to see you in formation. Of course, like you said, with that being said, a lot going on actually this week when it comes to college. As we know, the current rankings, UCF moves up into the number 25 position when they wasn't ranked. Of course, additionally, Oregon State Another Pac-12 representative moves into the top 25 for the first time as their Liberty back up there like they wasn't ever there before. Now 7-1 at the number 20. Correction, 23 position. At number 22, Syracuse drops 6 spots. North Carolina State goes up 3 spots to number 21. Wake Forest drops 10 spots from number 10, tied for number 10 to number 20 in this week's polls. The Tulane Green Wave 7-1 move up 4 spots to number 19. Oklahoma State drops 9 spots from number 18 from number 9 to number 18. North Carolina moves up 4 spots to number 17. Penn State drops 3 spots to number 16. LSU moves up 3 spots as they get ready to do battle with Alabama this week. Move up from number 13. Correction, move up from number 18 to number 15. Illinois moves up from number 14, from number 17 to 14. Kansas State up 9 spots from number from number 22 to number 13. Utah number 12. Ole Miss at 11. UCLA at number 10. USC number 9. University of Oregon number 8. Look at that. Look how that works. Pac-12. 3 teams in the top 10. 4 teams in the top 15, 5 teams in the top 25. What you got to say about that? TCU at holds fast at number 7, Alabama at number 6, Clemson at number 5, Michigan at number 4, number no 3 yet, as Tennessee and Ohio State are currently tied at 1,500 votes apiece. But Tennessee gets the nod somewhat because they have 18 first place votes to Ohio's 15 first place vote. And of course, Georgia at the number 1 spot, which places the SEC has 2 in the top 5. Correction, 2 in the top 3. Pretty impressive. Of course, with that being said, it puts it in a position for Georgia and Tennessee 1 versus 2 on the year. Alabama number 6 plays LSU number 15. It's going to be this weekend. Is going to be some determining. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you get an opportunity to see what the CFP is going to come out, who's going to be in the CFP, what's going to be going on. Ron, what's good with you this morning, brother?
Morning. Despite how I hate saying good morning to you on Mondays like this, shout out to the Niners.
Appreciate it, sir. Greatly appreciate that. Shout out to Michigan, man. What you know, what I'm saying Michigan is taking care of business. Will come tomorrow? Will Michigan be one of those 4 teams in the top 4 that's looking at and trying to hold fast to that position?
They don't want us there. They've been hating on us all year.
You know what? I don't doubt it, man. It's when you look at it. But I don't know if anyone else would be deserving to put up in that position. If Alabama, Horace, I will hope that they don't do something. Well, y'all, I think y'all good, man. From the initial one, y'all should be good. It's probably going to be Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Michigan without a doubt. I don't see how they could add Alabama in there or Clemson. But then again, maybe so when they look at the people in which playing. But I don't see that happening. I think y'all are pretty
Right.
solidified. Pretty solidified. The first ranking should be Georgia, Tennessee. I would even be interested in them putting Tennessee as number 1 come tomorrow night.
Number 1.
Tennessee, I think Tennessee 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3, Michigan 4, and then of course number 5, and number 6. Clemson and maybe I'm very sure it'd be Alabama, but I even be able to avoid Oregon at this point.
And Bama at 7?
Yeah, Bama outside cusp, but we know for the initial one, Alabama is probably really going to actually get in, and as number 6.
I feel like Bama should be number 5. They lost to arguably number 1 team. You gonna put them all the way back to 7?
So they
Clemson,
did
Oregon.
Clemson, Oregon. Yeah, I would sit up and say
Oregon's an incredible story. If they went out and they're not in the playoffs, we're gonna have a sticky situation. It's not gonna feel right because that one
mhm.
loss to Georgia and how they rebounded.
And Bo Nix even came on and
Yikes.
said with the little side talk, he came out and said if we play later in the season, we all know it would be a different story. But
Okay,
but
okay, Bo.
but you gotta take in consideration, man, that they didn't that you didn't play later in the season. You played at the beginning of the season. You had an opportunity, didn't take care of business, and that's what finds you there.
Stop capping.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I don't know, Bo. Especially you was sport thought Bowl, like you played them. Like it's not like you didn't play Alabama before. I haven't faced Nick Saban before.
Are these the same remotes or you took put new batteries?
So now that you're saying, so take a look at that. It remains to be seen. We'll see how that goes. But that would be my prediction: Tennessee at 1, Georgia at 2, Ohio State at 3, and Michigan at 4. Come tomorrow night
I
for
agree.
the CFP. Bishop, you think the same?
Who at 1?
I think Tennessee is going to be at number 1 come tomorrow night.
How? Why?
With the CFP.
Oh, the CFP. No, but still, why are you putting them over Georgia?
They face more of an opposition than Georgia has.
And really?
Yeah.
They really?
Yeah, they played what three or four top 25 teams. And took care of business. I think Tennessee gets denied at number 1.
I still think Georgia gets 1. Tennessee 2, Georgia, and Alabama 3.
You think Alabama's gonna move up in the CFP? You think they're gonna do that?
Yeah, it's Alabama.
I don't think they're gonna do that. If they do that, that's atrocious.
I'm just saying that's how I see it. I do see that's how that's what it looks like to me. 7 for them is wild because they only lost by.
Yeah, that's why I said they're going. I told them I think Oregon will be number 6.
Right, yeah, exactly. Right there, drunk. There's no reason to put Tennessee over Georgia right now when they literally play Saturday. Exactly.
Watch, just wait and see.
It come out tomorrow.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. At 7:00 is when they're going to let the CFP go.
Yeah,
7:00 Eastern.
Yeah. We'll see.
Said strength itself. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see.
Alabama and Georgia up there. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They not finna put Alabama too far. Like I say Tennessee. I mean Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama.
And who's number 4? Ohio State or Michigan?
Ohio State.
I figured Ron was going to chime in. The disrespect, Ron. You hear that?
Michigan.
Oh, I missed it. No, I just got back.
He said Georgia 1, Tennessee 2, Alabama 3.
Wow.
Ohio State 4. Ohio State 4.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say Oklahoma 4.
No,
we know.
I'm a realist. I'm a realist now. Don't. I'm a realist. I'm a realist now. Don't do me like that. Now.
So why are you disrespecting my Wolverines? Why haven't they impressed you?
How? Tell me why they should be above Ohio State, Professor. Why?
Because we were the number 2 runner-up, and we whooped everybody we've played this year. I don't understand why we keep dropping when we keep showing up all of the competition undefeated.
So y'all allowed Penn State to put 31 up on you. I mean, not Penn State. Y'all allowed
Yeah, we gave Penn State the hands. We're giving everybody the hands. That's the frustrating part.
Hold on. Are y'all really giving them hands though?
But you trying to say, Bishop, this is Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, as opposed to Village, Loganville, Chaco, and Ortiz.
Y'all beat. That's who y'all beat. Y'all beat y'all rival this weekend, Michigan State 29-7. But are y'all really giving them hands though? Like really? Let's see.
I haven't been entertained by Michigan college football game all year. I mean, Maryland was the most entertaining game. Lil Tua, they was going at us. That's about it. But we got Ohio State. We're gonna see. I feel like if Ohio State Michigan is like in a touchdown difference game and it's back and forth and nobody gets blown out, I don't know how you take any of them out the top 4, Trey. I don't.
Who you got at number 1, Professor?
We got to put Georgia.
CFP.
We got to put Georgia at number 1, despite how much we are falling in love with Tennessee.
Right.
It's a respect thing.
That part. You got to. Defending national champions.
Right.
You can't until they lose, you can't drop them from 1, man. You can't.
Right. And I honestly would have Michigan at number 2. Shout out drunk Blake Corbin.
Wow. Hold on, Ron. Hold on. See, now you function. Now you sound like me putting Oklahoma in the top 4. How does Michigan drop how does Michigan jump Tennessee? Yeah, that part. I want to hear this.
I want to tread lightly with Tennessee. I don't. What's the chances of them coming out here losing to Georgia like 35-10?
I don't see that. It's not going to be a blowout. It's not.
Is it going to look like Kansas State versus Oklahoma State?
No, it's not going to be like that.
Okay.
It's going to be a close game, man. I feel like it's going to be this. Of course, this is game of the week, without question. That's going to be the game of the weekend. It's going to be a barn burner, without question. It's going to be a barn burner. I feel like it's going to be a good game. I don't even know. To be honest with you, it's too early for me to even pick who's going to win that game. To be honest, because Tennessee is scared. Even the Georgia fans right now, they're
scared right now.
They scared. Every Georgia fan, even Hurt, because Hurt, a Georgia Bulldog fan. He said, "Man, Tennessee scared me." He said, "Tennessee scared me."
You know what? And you look at Applewhite just building momentum every time, every week. Applewhite building momentum.
Billy, you like, come on, and that's all Tennessee fans are doing. Go ahead, Professor.
No, I was just saying Applewhite be like, "Cheers."
Yeah. That's all the fans.
Every time you see his post, you see him in that orange. All you see is orange and white in his house.
That's it. And he's and that's all
smiling and happy,
right? That's right. They done already knocked off one of the juggernauts in Alabama, so now they about to go knock off the biggest juggernaut in the SEC right now, or try to knock off the biggest SEC juggernaut in the SEC right now in Georgia, bro. That's gonna be standing room only at that game, bro. I'm telling you now, standing room only.
I don't know.
And where they playing at? Are they playing in Georgia? Or are they playing in Tennessee? Which is pretty much the same thing. But anyway, I mean, like it ain't like it's a big difference. But where they playing at?
They are.
They playing in Georgia.
Yeah. Between the hedges.
Whoo, boy, that's gonna be a barn burner. That's got to be a late game. Oh no, it's an early game.
That's not a prime time game.
It's at 2:30.
We know where college football is going.
Game day.
Game day is showing up.
You already know, right there in the GA. Right there in the GA. That's gonna be a good one, boy. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. But we definitely got to, man. I don't know, man.
I tell you, I know y'all feel different, but I think come tomorrow when they announce the CFP, I think Tennessee is number 1, and I'm leaning towards Tennessee getting the nod, but of course Kirby Smart might figure something out how to stop it. It might be like y'all stopping your yard right now, but you know what I'm saying, we don't believe in fairy tales, kid, and send them back a one way. So we'll see, of course. Whatever it is going to open the door for someone else.
This is how. Hey, but Ron, real quick, I just want to show you something, man. This is how I feel about y'all. You know what I'm saying? How I feel about what you said about your squad being in the top 4 or being up number 2. This is how I feel about your squad.
You ain't even gotta do this.
Oh, he's so grimy. He's so.
Man,
my
they won't
goodness.
freaking play. They throwing the man up.
Oh, this is my man getting beat up in the locker room. That's ignorant.
They said he took the wrong turn, bro. They said
That's
he took the
ignorant.
wrong turn.
He took the
They
wrong turn
spooked
in
him.
his
Hold
own
on, let me
home
fix it. I
stadium.
don't know how that didn't work that way. Hold on, let me fix it.
They beat my man up in the locker room. That's what y'all get, State. That's disrespectful. Wow.
That is, I don't condone
You
this at
love
all.
it. You
I
love
don't
it.
condone it. I don't condone this at all. No, I don't. I don't condone this. This is ridiculous.
That's grimy. You see
That
my
is
man
very
with the
grimy.
camera, the dude with the cameras
Yeah,
filming. The dude, the attendant from Michigan is standing off to the side. He ain't
yeah.
helping the
He
kid
right
try
there.
to
He
break
didn't
him
even try
up.
to break it up or nothing, bro. I don't condone that at
My
all. And,
spoof guys, out here. I forget the homie that does the sports spoofs. He does the LeBron ones famously. Somebody need to spoof that
Oh,
shit.
talking about what's his name? Yeah, I know you talking about.
I know he's talking about too. So Michigan
That'd
State
be
suspends.
hilarious. Playing somebody
Michigan State
walking into that.
suspends Tank Brown, Kari Crump, Angelo Gross, and Zion Young for the four suspended Michigan State players Sunday for their involvement in the altercation in the tunnel at Michigan Stadium at Saturday night after the team lost to Michigan. So yeah, those four of those guys are suspended. Those four guys that was and so
How do you take? This is my stadium. Like you not gonna tell me I can't. Like I didn't take a wrong turn in my stadium, but
they beat his butt,
How do
man.
you lose your team?
What up,
Y'all
Coach
won.
Hunter?
Y'all celebrating.
I agree, Coach Hunter.
On the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, sure. Let's show Tennessee some love.
You got to give them some love, man. They doing their thing this year, man. You got to give it to them. It's been since Peyton Manning left.
really,
Since they done no, they had that old boy. Matter of fact, I take that back. They had a decent squad when they had old boy from who went to the Pittsburgh Steelers as a backup quarterback. What's his name? That albino dude. I can't think of his name right now. He played at Tennessee. They had a decent season. They didn't have a season like they have right now, but it was decent. And that's been Peyton Manning, but yeah.
Oh, you talking about Joshua Dobbs?
Dobbs, that's him. Joshua Dobbs. Yep, thank you, Joshua Dobbs. That's him. Yeah. Thanks, Frat. Thanks, Frat. Yep, Joshua Dobbs. That's him.
Wow.
You ain't lying, drunk. You sure ain't lying,
No, I'm
drunk.
not going
You
to do
ain't
that.
lying, drunk.
You know what? I
You
thought
ain't lying, drunk.
you know
ain't
what,
lying.
Bishop? I said last week. I said last week I thought I was going to see you and Brent Venables on a video together or something like that. I was like, Bishop's probably going to interview Brent Venables because they both like to be on social media. I was like, I just knew he was going to see you and Brent. You have a conversation with Brent,
Bruh, I'm telling you, man. I'm with drunk on that one. That's how we need to beat his behind right in the locker room. All the players just jumping. Lie that black and orange, that uniform Tennessee got. Ooh, I hope they play. I hope they wear that. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna put it out there now. I'm putting it out. If Tennessee wear that black and orange, that black and orange uniform versus Georgia, I'm picking Tennessee. Them boys, when that black and orange ain't no punk. That black and orange, when they come out there with that thing right there, bro, that black and orange ain't no punk. I'm picking Tennessee.
So I asked y'all gentlemen this: do you believe you play better if you look better?
Oh,
I do.
1,000%.
I do. I've always believed that. Trey, you see how we came to the.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. We put the orange, we put that orange and green out. Yeah.
Boy, suited and booted. If we couldn't win, we looked like we could win. I tell you that. If we couldn't win, we looked like we could win. Oh yeah,
it's kind of like a superhero power. Like
it is.
Deion
Sanders will tell you that. Deion Sanders will tell you that. He used to say that all the time. If you look good, you play good. That's what I quote Deion. You look good, you play good.
Okay, Coach Ryan.
Thank you, Coach Ryan. Thank you.
The scene and
now does that fall? Let me ask you this though, Coach Hunter. Does that fall for basketball too, or in all sports? Because only certain sports kind of like I feel like you could kind of do that with.
If you can get that energy,
like you can't do that in hockey.
I think it all brings the energy. Like the orange uniforms yesterday for Chicago.
Woo!
I was like, okay,
boy,
Chicago.
I got that
okay.
I got that jersey. I got that orange jersey.
I was like, okay, Chicago. I was like, okay, Chicago. I see you.
That joker clean. That joker clean. But it's crazy though, Trey. Let me say,
they play better, but they win. But they play better.
They didn't win, but they did. They put up 20-some points on them. They put up some 20-some points on them. I ain't gonna lie. But let me tell you this, Trey. So of course, like we was in Dallas this weekend for Herc's birthday, surprise birthday party, man. Shouts out to Herc for a surprise birthday party or whatever. Of course, Chicago fans were there in Dallas for the game. They was all over, like the hotel. They was everywhere.
Mhm.
Every time they seen us, they thought we was Chicago Bear fans. Everywhere we went, they thought we was Chicago Bear fans, bro. Like no joke. They was like, "Where'd y'all get that made at?" And then they look at it and see the Greek letter, and they be like, "Oh, no, that's something totally. Oh yeah, we're a military fraternity. We're not Chicago fans." But the Chicago fans were everywhere, bro.
If you was in Houston, they
Every
thought you was
hotel we
Houston
went
Astro
to, because we
fans.
went to like 3, 4 different hotels because people was up from out of town. Every hotel we went to, everywhere we went to we went to the movies and saw Black Adam. Ron, it was okay, bro. It was okay.
Oh,
Professor.
dang. We can't. He just hit me with the Black Adam. We just went from superpower clothing while we're playing sports to Coach Uriah being impressed with the Chicago Bears that I just need to laugh at to Black Adam.
Yeah.
First of all, that Chicago offense. Every third and long, I think most of us watched that game because they played the Cowboys. It was just
That
like,
part.
we don't know what to do. Let's just run it with Fields.
That's all. That's the
So, Coach, when you say the playbook is opening up, I want to know which plays you're talking about specifically because I didn't see too many. But I guess,
Matter of fact, we'll get to that. Let me
yeah.
hold that thought. Hold that thought, Ron. When you get there, we'll talk about it. So, of course, when you talk about NBA action, as we know, is we all say we tend to turn is fantastic. Some games went on over the course of the weekend. Of course, in the later on, I think they had 7 games last night. But for the most part, let's talk about what's going on with the San Antonio Spurs. So, of course, if you didn't
Oh,
catch it, Friday, San Antonio Spurs wave guard Joshua Primo unexpectedly for what we thought on Friday. Um, Joshua Primo is a 19-year-old 12th round pick from the 2021 draft, but he is alleged to have exposed himself to women on multiple occasions. Right,
wow.
the attorney Tony Busby, if you remember, Tony Busby is the attorney that represents the 25 women in the Deshaun Watson case. Has been obtained by a young woman who accused Mr. Primo of exposing himself to her. Primo is expected to continue his mental health treatment, as he stated. He has suffered from uh, early early life trauma, so he's dealing with some things, and he's trying to get help. So, of course, with the wave, everyone sees him as a young talent. He was given an extension, a $4 million extension, to where. So now what's going on is he is due to make $8 million over the course of the next 2 years. So but teams are weary because they don't understand. They don't know what the exact details of are his possible pending case. So they're a little worried to sit up and get on to have to pay him that money and go from there. Uh, Jocelyn moves. So that's basically where he's at. He's owed 4.1 million this year. The contract, if they pick him up before he passes through waivers, it'll be another 4.3 million. So before any team can pick him up, they would have to be able to make sure they have the cap room to pay him the $4 million. So basically, he said it stems from a trauma. Of course, there's plenty of people that suffer from certain mental illnesses out there. Joshua Primo states that this particular action or his behavior is spanning from that. Drunk said probably what a lot of people are thinking. Being a pervert is not a mental illness now. With a sincere question, Ron, do you think that is possible? Not to say that you're an expert on it, just your opinion. Uh, do you see how this could be a potential mental illness thing?
Um, I'm so lost on Mr. Primo. So he exposed himself during massages?
I don't know what he was doing.
Right. you said you said
Like
I'm not
that.
a sexual expert. I'm like, hold on. Because this is I
I
don't
don't. They haven't said the details of when or what, when, how the explosion did. I'm presuming maybe when he was going to the shower, and maybe people. I don't know. Like when did this any of this happen?
wow. Shout out to all of the previous I'll plead the fifth. I ain't doing this.
So of course, if more to continue, most likely he's going to make it through waivers and he's going to become a free agent. And like Coach Rice is going to say, now a team that takes values his talent over the morals is going to have to deal with that. I don't know if any team will, for the most part, prior to him any of this playing out, but it remains to be seen. Mm. The standings say he just deleted his comment as well. No, they said Primo would see a female by herself and whip it out. Oh, the youngster.
Now, is this in the locker room?
That's a good question.
Right.
Or is
That's
he?
why I'm like, because there's so many sports stories of dudes that I've heard that, hey, we in the locker room and
I was
I'm trying.
adjusting my towel, or I was on my way to the shower. Or yeah, we didn't know that it was
I'm
those.
1,000% he's out here flashing folks though, but he's overstepping the line because it wouldn't have got reported like this. I don't. This is wild.
So I know he was averaging this year. He was averaging about 7 or 9 points drunk. So he was, like you said, he got drafted number 12 last year as an 18-year-old. Um, and he was 19 this year, which they was looking at. So um, presumably he had some upside, in which they paid him an additional $4 million on his contract to extend him.
If the
They say,
Spurs
yeah,
dropped him, he did not just simply flash somebody. It's a sexual assault allegation pending. It's coming.
Primo, get together, brother. That's all we can say. Multiple women accused him, so he was out doing the most. That's for sure. Um, in other news in the NBA, Detroit Pistons signed. Ron, you talked about this the other day. They signed forward Bonjan Bogdanovic to a 2-year, $39 million extension. Um, that ties him to the Detroit Pistons through the 24-25 season. The 33-year-old was due to make only $19 million this year, in which he was supposed to basically be his last year before going to the free agency, as he was traded from Detroit from Utah. Now Utah has him for the next 3 years. Ron, is this a good look? Do you foresee him as a good veteran for this young team? He's been the leading. He's shown his promise. But I know you talked about earlier that you didn't particularly like his utilization. They're using him in this with this young core.
On Utah.
Oh, you didn't like him on Utah because you know
Wait,
okay.
you said Boban in Detroit?
Yeah, he's the one in Detroit.
Oh
They just
yeah,
signed him to two
they
years.
signed him to an extension.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I call him my European LeBron, so
Oh, that
right.
work, huh?
Right. He's not really Luca. He's not really LeBron. He's kind of like the tier right below. He'll get you 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 20 points. Huge fan. So shout out to him getting his money. Can't believe Detroit stole him. And shout out Detroit with the upset win over Golden State.
Of course, we're gonna get to that in a short momentary. Over the weekend, of course, Zion Williamson came back, uh, in which they took care of business versus the shorthanded Lakers. What you're gonna get to talk about somewhat. Kawhi, it was a lot, both for the most part. Kawhi Leonard still sitting out with the knee issue. Uh, John Wall and Marcus Morris Jr. Being monitored with their minutes. Paul George out with a non-COVID related illness. In all, the team, Coach Tyronn Lue as well as Paul George state that the team lacks intensity in their opinion. With all that being said, um, what potentially can be going on. Like all this, saying where you talk about, because we have another team in the slate to talk about in which they basically say somewhat the same thing. So early in the season, as it just started off, how is it that we're in this place to where these teams are uh, basically saying they're lacking intensity and stuff? Because um, even with the Brooklyn Nets, of course, their situation is a little bit different, but somewhat the same. Of course, we know Kyrie Irving was questioned about his post in regards to the promotion and support of the book Hebrews to Negroes after their loss against Indiana, in which Kyrie basically said he had a quote. Let me, in fact, actually, let me give that whole quote as we go through this portion. So his quote was. Uh, Speaking from the first time since it posted, he's like, "I'm not here to argue over a person or a culture or religion and what they believe. Um, nah, this is what's here. It's on a public platform. Did I do anything illegal? Did I hurt anybody? Did I harm anybody? I am going out and saying that I hate one specific. I'm not going out saying that I hate one specific group of people. So out of all the judgment that people got for me posting without talking to me about the respect, I respect what Joe, be it me and his the owner of the Nets, Joe Tsai, said, but there has a lot to do with not ego or pride or how proud I am to be the African American heritage, but also to be living as a free black man here in America, knowing the historical complexities for me to get here, unquote. So of course Joe Tsai came out prior to this weekend and stated, well, I think it was on Thursday, and stated that basically condemned the comments in which he's saying that there's no room for anti-Semitic rhetoric in their organization or in America for the most part. The Hebrews to Negroes is seen as having anti-Semitic tropes in it, in which they said Kyrie is basically backing and and giving a platform to, I guess, in a sense. Of course, Kyrie said he does not agree with everything, in which because the writer of the book was, of course, just um, fined, I think $1 billion, because he was a person who stated and talked about that there was a bunch of actors and things for the Sandy Hook incident. So, Ron, we had the situation to where,
Thanks.
yeah, certain people, saying we have a cross in lines where now we're talking about religions, races, and everything. Of course, we know we don't want to be the people or talk about shut up and play type culture. But what do you think about when the players start to voice their opinion and cross into those lines?
I stand with Kyrie. Yeah, Dr. Martin Luther Irving. Uh, I feel like I stand with him as well. Um,
Oh, he said if Kyrie was an averaging 30, NBA would have packed him up already. You think that's a true statement?
yeah, it doesn't take hard to look at all of the athletes and what they go through. If you balling, you can do and say whatever you want. Literally, do. We still got to wait till week 11 in the NFL to see if y'all know who is gonna play. But
Mm. The Kyrie
ooh,
poor.
I don't need no sponge drunk out here putting that lethal.
But you know what? But Kyrie said the same thing. He basically said, "Y'all worried about that." He's like, "Y'all worried about the wrong thing." He's like, "You want to sit up and worry about this with other reasons." It's coming to a point.
What
But
happened?
Kyrie is being that person, basically.
What happened? I missed something. What happened with Kyrie?
Uh,
Anti-Semitism.
Yeah, he posted a post, a reference to a book and a movie called Hebrews to Negroes, and
Mhm.
they said it has contained anti-Semitic tropes in it, and that he basically it was said that he was back in the book. in the movie, and it's an old movie. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it came out in like 2018,
Okay.
and so
I
now
read.
it's so he posted something in reference to it on his social media page, and his owner came out and said they condemn anti-Semitic comments and all that type of stuff, and that's where the firestorm began. And they wondered.
Okay. Go ahead, Trey.
I was about to say, and they also brought up and couldn't put in put into uh some type of to a context to where wondering is the Warriors correction the Nets woes based on upon that there's no one paying attention, and can this be a contribution to why they're 1-5 right now?
Um, Kyrie's the one out there averaging 30 something a game. But coach, I'm interested in knowing why you don't want to hear it from him because I definitely always want to hear something from that person in this world that has their back up against the wall, especially if they have like a lot of weight.
Basically saying that he's
You
supposed to be
operate
in
at levels.
cancel
Certain
operate the
things
level certain.
are understood but can't be repeated on that level. So that means you're taking away his opportunity to have freedom of speech, though, Coach Hunter.
That's a
or
great point.
or is
All
he
these
just
fellas is talking their truth.
Right. So you're saying you're taking away his opportunity to have freedom of speech. I get where I get where you're going with it, Coach Hunter. Don't get me wrong, because we feel at certain points or certain figures in society where they feel like certain things shouldn't be said by certain people. However, kind of like Professor just said, he has that right.
Drunk
and
said if
that's
we ain't calling each other anything but N words and B's, we wrong.
Saying that black people might be anything other than is that yeah, but I disagree. I digress. I digress. Anti-Semitic.
we
Yeah, I
as
got
this. So what interestingly enough is even Kanye, because I guess he got
you. Oh Lord.
Kanye even came out and said he stands behind Stephen A. and Kyrie, saying this they'll make them like this. These are real ones. They don't make them like this anymore.
Stephen A.
Yeah,
What
Stephen
did
A. was one
Stephen
of.
A. come out and say? Help me.
Okay,
I
I
don't
see
know.
where
I
you're
didn't
going.
see.
I see
Yeah,
where you're coming from, Coach Hunter. I see where you're saying because we do, and being in the military, we are, even though there is a freedom of speech, we are still, um, how can you say it, limited to what.
governed differently. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're limited to what we can and can't say. Facts. I see where you're coming from, Coach Hunter. I get it.
So one thing I could take
Go ahead,
from what
Ron. Don't go ahead, Ron. Say what you because you can tell you got something to say. So say, I see it all over your face, even in the dark. I see it all over your face.
I can
What
see
is
it in the air.
I don't
what's up?
got nothing to say because I already had a video, fellas, that got taken down as soon as we brought up this topic. So
Uh,
Oh,
I,
okay.
I,
so
I digress.
one thing I say like right like as a EO, saying in the army,
Mm-hmm.
I used to well I called it me being real, right? So whenever I gave a course or gave a class or gave some type of training, I did not hold back what it was I said, how I displayed it, or anything like that, due to the fact of I was I'm just giving it how it was out there. Like I don't want to sit up in which I know sometimes I caught slack for it or I got I ain't gonna say reprimanded, but I got talked to a stern speaking of. But I was like, saying I'm just keeping it 100 out there and letting it be seen. I didn't pull back with the words in which I use. I didn't pull back the scenarios in which I use. I knew one time I went for I think it was a real good class where I went and grabbed. I don't know if y'all remember the oh man, I just forgot the name of the movie where it had all the racial epithets and tropes and stuff like that. Where it was just different things going on, and I use that as a training tool, and I sit up and played it, no editing or anything like that, and would sit
Mhm.
up and pull from it to get the point across. And a lot of times, saying, people enjoy my classes, and because that's, saying, that's just what it was. But and I didn't allow. I mean, of course, but like Coach Uriah was saying, it's different for us in the military to where, saying, I was walking the extremely, like Ron says, habitual line stepper. Oh, I was playing the pokey pokey with that line. Like, it just a matter. It was just a matter of who my audience was. Of course, I didn't come like that fully when I was in front of a bunch of field grades or anything like that. But I did, saying, I did try to get around the limiting of what I was saying or the message I was trying to convey. So, but I can understand what Coach Ryan is saying,
Yeah,
and
I
basically
get it.
going back into that.
Right. Just what Drunk's talking about right now. It's just a shout out to the whole situation because these
Mhm.
conversations that we simply are having right now
Right.
is stuff that we used to have in the back room with Fred Hampton somewhere up in Chicago where
Nah, yeah,
nobody's listening.
and we have
And
an opportunity now. They just stick to sports. Like, yes, we're a sports show, but we talk about a whole bunch of different things. And of
Right.
course, is you see what sports is bringing it out. And someone said it where they just talk about Cornelius when he just said, "Why is it always something other than basketball with Kyrie? Should it not be basketball with Kyrie, or should it?" And that's why I said we don't want to be the people that push that line of saying just shut up and play
Play
sports.
ball. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
saying so is now sometimes I can,
Because
but I
we
can.
know, yeah, we know what you're saying. That's a term that a lot of us as African Americans would definitely not want to hear, because that's
People of
of
color, yeah.
course it takes us back. We're going backwards, gentlemen, when people say stuff like that. But go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry.
And I was about to say, like, I can understand. I could get his point for the most part is when what I personally don't want for anyone of a person of color or anything is ignorance begets ignorance, and so
Ignorance.
to sit up and talk about something uh and not be educated on it or have a no, that's when it'd be like, yo, saying, be quiet, man. Like, saying, let someone else do that talking. Because when you get to talking about it and bringing it up and start to speak, and then you give reason for people to be like, see, this is what we're talking about. So, of course, going forth and speaking on it first, knowing exactly what you're going to talk about and having the idea to talk about it is where us as an individual or as people, it go forth. Like, saying Ron and Drunk all as they're talking about it and speaking on it, it's like, okay, there's a rhetoric there to sit up and have a conversation about. Now, if one of us just got on and was like, "Oh no," saying, that's just them trying to tell you be quiet. That starts to look ignorant, and saying, it starts and
right.
without any context, without any content, and that's what I personally be up against. Like, if we go on sit up and have this conversation, we're having a conversation based on people that have some context to speak about it, and it's not all just pushing the line for 130. I always believe in equality for the most part, and in some instances, I can't stand to see people of color get and start to have a conversation, and the education that they're talking about is basically, whereas I think it lies some stuff on both sides, and just to sit up and be educated on one side, to stand up for one side, is where we start to go, because it's like, okay, you're not battling anything. It's like it's one sided, and me personally, I don't like to do that. I like to set up and have context so that way I can properly defend what it is I'm talking about, especially if it has to do with my people that look like me.
Um,
So go ahead, Professor.
Um, I just have one quick final thought is it may seem like a long time ago, but 450 years ago, we were actually brought here to this country. We were brought from somewhere else. You can look into that however you want to and do your own research. But all I know
Mhm.
is when we were brought here, we weren't allowed to read, we weren't allowed to have any knowledge, we weren't allowed to have
Facts.
any education.
Facts.
And why is that? And 400 years later, we can't even talk about specific topics. It's kind of
Mm.
like, oh, wait, something's connected. And it feels like y'all wanted us to shut up and be on the plantation back then, and now y'all want us to shut up and dribble here.
Mm.
Mm. Speak on it. Speak that, Ron. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Same here. So, where was it? Stand? Same. He said, "Same here." I
Oh
did
yeah,
give a
give
disclaimer at the
disclaimers.
beginning of the class. Then I went in. So this is what I'm. This is what I want to say to this. Stand frat is that. So would it have been better if Kyrie would have came out with a disclaimer and saying, "Hey, whatever his disclaimer would have been, and then speak on how he felt about or presenting this movie and backing this movie or
So
this show or whatever. Because I feel like when you give a disclaimer, let me ask y'all this, and anybody that's listening and watching, is a disclaimer needed?
So what I say is like we talk about disclaimers for if we're playing music that is
Right.
not of our own right and we don't have the
own
rights
it.
to.
Right.
It's cool to say it, but that doesn't necessarily absolve you from being
But I'm
hit.
talking about
hit.
right. But I'm
So
talking about a disclaimer, Savvy, in regards to Trey,
either
a
or,
disclaimer.
I am both of them.
You're right. I'm talking about a disclaimer in regards to having a freedom of speech.
So this is what I would say to that. This is what I was about to say. Just like when Taylor May or Stanley was talking about how he used to give a disclaimer at that time in which we was doing this, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't social media wasn't that big. Now
Right.
social media allows you. That is Kyrie Irving's personal page in which he can say what it is he wants on his personal page. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? Now he has to quell maybe what he says because he is seen differently. Just like we have to quell what we say sometimes on here. Hence why Ron said he wouldn't go in because, you know what I'm saying, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's some things that come with that. The cancel culture is real. So when we see we see yeah, he's gonna say when the cancel culture and with the
it's crazy to say that. Keep that thought, Dre. But I want to say this real quick. I've seen people on Facebook recently getting their Facebook page suspended for something that happened 2 to 3 years ago. That they said something or back 2 to 3 years ago. Now to continue.
Real. The cancel culture is real. We all see what Kanye is going through for, you know, saying certain things in which he doesn't want to relent on. So I mean, you can sit up and do what you want. You can stand on as many desks, stand in as many social media comments and social media platforms that you want to. But when people get to tapping in on you, and when they get to falling in against you, it can get real quick, and everyone ain't built for that. And it was something I seen the other day. This is not anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm huge on equality, like I said. I don't get down with discrimination and all that type of stuff, or disrespect. But something that someone said the other day was where someone said, whenever you say a comment against someone Jewish, it's a wrap. It's over. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like,
But a lot of it is because of the history of Jews.
Yeah, true that. I get it, but it's like it's real. So going into some of the comments, freedom of speech is the biggest illusion. No, that's refraining. He has a platform that reaches the masses. He should use his fourth issue. Kanye got packed for a record time for saying the same thing that Kyrie said. And of course, Coach Rod says, straight I disagree. It's his personal page, but he can't say, and that's what I'm saying, Coach. Like he is his, but being that who he is, he has to tread lightly, as you said earlier. You got to tread lightly. He's a representation of the NBA, in which the NBA is one of those organizations that don't do too much and try to quiet you. But you have to take in consideration what it is you say, how you say it, when you get ready to say it, especially during the regular season. All that, because it starts to take away from that. Think about what the owner, or no, that's how my man got fired from Houston for the GM for saying that stuff about when he was in China, and he came back from China within a year he was ousted.
You talking about my GM, right?
Yeah. You're saying that's how y'all got him, because Houston got rid of him. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of time.
And we also know what happened with old girl. When we talk about, you know, in regards to, you know, things in which you say, what's her name?
The chick from Atlanta Dream. The chick from Atlanta Dream got canceled. And she had
I'm talking about the redhead. The redhead sports analysis.
Are you talking about Rachel
Nichols?
Yeah.
No one has seen her since. No one has seen Rachel Nichols since.
After she said what she said about
the African American female.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when someone cancels, the cancel culture is real. I mean, we can end with a statement so we can move on. The cancer culture is real. If you sit up and say the wrong things or what people don't agree with, and there's no content to it, no rhetoric, or you can't stand, if they don't like it, it's a wrap.
Is this true?
The NBA is ran by Jew because Commissioner Silver is Jewish.
Is he Jewish? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was Jewish.
I don't think we understand how much of everything is ran by. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Holocaust. Shout out to all of the treachery that they went through as people.
Well, yeah,
Although
true
our
that.
Holocaust has lasted a couple centuries,
Wow, Drum.
and we still waiting for ours. But they was given a lot. You got to look into why World War II was started and what they obtained from making sure Germany was defeated. It all started with them.
Right.
It's scary, but
It is.
that's why we give them shout outs. No shade.
And this is why I think a lot of people. I love this question by LaStanton. What would this happen if LBJ had said it?
Goodbye billionaire status. That's all. It's
Cancel
scary
culture.
that
There's no one safe from the cancel culture.
it's crazy that
I
a
don't
man
think anyone is safe from cancel culture. Go ahead, Rod. I'm sorry.
$2.5 billion gone in a couple of hours, y'all. That's
That's
whole
crazy.
life work at this
My
straight
man walked into
That's crazy.
My man walked into Skechers, and they sit up and walk them out. Like this is the cancel culture is real. Think what happened
Just
to what's his name John Legend's wife when it came out that she was bullying online cyberbullying that chick. Like
I remember that. I know what you're talking about.
It's, the cancel culture is real. It's no coming back for the most part. Think about the people who get canceled for the domestic assaults and domestic everyone. It's not safe. No one's safe from it. The cancel culture is like Mother Nature and Father Time.
this is a conversation that we shouldn't be having on live. This is something you have supposed to have in your back room.
But this is the thing. Why do we have to hide, though, Professor? Why?
They showed us the power.
Nobody is safe when it comes to speaking on this topic. Why?
Just a couple weeks ago, we was congratulating Kanye for becoming the richest black man to ever grace America. And now we talking about him. His net worth is now like 350.
Jay was just talking about how he's a rock boy. You know, saying only 4 people, 3 people from the rock. Well, 4 technically. LeBron's a rock boy, so I mean, this is what it is. That man went from he's Forbes removes him from the 300 once he lost that deal with, and then Adidas still finna push his product. That's like it's Blue Magic, and instead of Frank Wright pushing it, is I mean, like, you know what? Let me continue. Like, because
I can get too deep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy though. It's good. Yeah. It's good conversation. Good conversation. The only person that would get away with talking about this publicly is Dave Chappelle, and it's crazy because you know what? A lot of comedians do get away with more than other people, athletes, because of the fact that they're comedians. Mm-hmm. You are so right, Coach Hunter. They are allowed, and people don't go at them because the fact that they have a comedic background. You are so right about that. That's crazy. That is so crazy.
There ain't been a single comedian that's made fun of Jewish folks or the Holocaust or anything like that. Still, when it comes to this and comedians, I don't think Dave Chappelle will get away with it.
Well, you know what? I have to agree with you, Ron, because Dave Chappelle already gets a lot of backlash for a lot of things in which he says and does anyway. So he may not
that killed himself.
Right. So he may not be the perfect comedian to come out. But I would say people like Cedric the Entertainer. I'm gonna tell you, DL Hughley couldn't say nothing. He definitely couldn't. He's one that could never say nothing about it. Probably he would. I wouldn't be surprised if he would though. But he would probably get a lot of backlash because DL Hughley is one controversial type person as well, and he says that he speaks up for the black and the wrong and all of that. So I don't know. I might have to recant what I just said because I don't know because some of these comedians people aren't feeling when it comes to certain topics.
Yeah, Chappelle's definitely the closest, but Bishop, we don't really have any like self-made celebrity billionaires, people that got their own platform, their own. If Kanye don't have his own at this point, it's like, who has their own? Not even LeBron. Everything he has been given. Shout out Nike. Dave Chappelle is the closest, and he created his own platform coming back from Africa, getting in the bed with Netflix. But I'm pretty sure if he came out of pocket, they'd be like, "Go head back to Africa, sir."
But has it? I feel like, and I know we got to move on. I'm gonna say this and be done with it. I feel like Kevin Hart is pretty much called Dave Chappelle.
As far as what?
As far as everything.
Accomplishments.
Accomplishments. As far as everything. Kevin Hart is selling out arenas. I mean, just that. I mean, when Ron talks about self-made millionaires, billionaires, well, we trying to get to billionaires because there's a lot of millionaires, self-made millionaires, African American. But I'm talking about billionaires. Like Kevin Hart's on. He's on the cusp.
The fact that we're sitting here and this is what we're doing and talking this, and people are listening to us, we are trying to be self-made ourselves. So in that, you know what I'm saying, in that same mind frame, for the reason where we not to sit up in the minutes what we're talking about, because of course with this in this time and age, we can create a whole nother stream or you know what I'm saying, or get on you know what I'm saying, like it's so many ways. Like y'all don't know the conversations which we have to where entertainment we sit up and create, you know what I'm saying. Content creations is what we do. And this is just another form of content creation. But let's sit up and continue with this one so we don't lose those what's called. But of course, you know, anytime we
They
can continue.
watching.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, I want to continue on, which of course, y'all can still comment. We'll catch those comments. Kevin Hart is created as a creative player. So,
yeah, he did get canceled. He did.
He did. I forgot about that. He did get canceled because
for that stuff that happened with his, so, of course, additionally, and it was canceled for something completely different. He was
totally different.
So that has nothing to do with racism or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, that we can go days for that as well. Yeah, I was about to say something. I would have started this fire up again. The Post, you know what I'm saying, basically, like I said, the Post was condemned. So one thing that came about is the players from Brooklyn decided to have a players only meeting to where they sit up and talk about it. Ben Simmons was caught coming out of the meeting, in which he discussed and basically said he's not going to talk about what was planned, but he basically said players was in there being honest. And they talked as men. Maybe hopefully it turns them around. Real quick as we get into it, so we can get into the other stuff. So we because this 7-0 stuff. Yeah, the scores, of course. The one main one we can talk about. We ain't gotta talk about nothing else, right? Like Ron said, shout out to the Pistons taking care of the Golden State Warriors 128 to 114 last night.
Which was big.
The San Antonio Spurs took care of business. We thought the San Antonio Spurs is going to be trash. San Antonio Spurs is one of the best teams in the league right now. They get their win 107-98 over the Twin Towers and the rest of them. The Suns take care of the Rockets 124-109. The Magic got their first win over the course of the weekend, but they lost to the Mavericks last night 105-114. The Boston Celtics 112-94 over the Washington Wizards. The Cavaliers 121-108 over the Knicks. And of course, what I feel like is the most important one of them all, the Los Angeles Lakers handle the Denver Nuggets after Jamal Murray had the audacity to talk that ish, talking about the Lakers ain't looking to don't look too scary outside the bubble. Say less. Of course, like you said, the Lakers last night, like I said, 110-121, 23 points from Anthony Davis, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 18 points from Russell Westbrook, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Let's go, Russ. Off the bench.
Keep that in mind. I said that off the bench, he would be a better asset. But keep going.
18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists from Lonnie Walker. Okay, Lonnie showing up. Who else? Austin Reeves, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 26.6 rebounds, 8 assists from LeBron. Patrick Beverly contributed with 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 8.6 rebounds from Troy Brown. Matt Ryan, 6 points in 12 minutes of play. The leading scorer for Denver was Nikola Jokic with 23 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists from Jamal Murray. 17 points from Michael Porter Jr. Aaron Gordon with 17, 10 points from Bruce Bowen, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope contributed with 9 points. Additionally, Jeff Green with 5. As the Lakers get their first win of the season, now no longer the only team without a win. Denver falls to 4-3. Lakers improve to 1-5. Now the work begins. Lakers popped up a whole case of champagne. No, we did not stop it.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Now the work begins. Is y'all gonna keep Russ on the bench? That's the question. Are y'all gonna keep Russ on the bench? Because that's what y'all probably should do. He looks like he's looking better. I feel like he's playing better. If you put Russ on the bench, like I've been saying, stop with the nonsense and put Russ on the bench. I feel like it would be such a better team. And Ron, I would be so happy if you'd help me with this, and if you'd agree that this would be the case, man. I'm just being 100, bro. It's like show me like Russ. He's got his legs. Looks like he's finishing. They didn't show it well, but anyway, like he's doing so many things. I mean, it is what it is, man. It is
Of
what it is.
course, in which we hopefully it continues to move forward. Of course, the 76ers take on the Wizards tonight in Washington. The Hornets played host to the Sacramento Kings. The Toronto Raptors and the Atlanta Hawks. The Brooklyn Nets get their second chance at the Indiana Pacers as they play host to the Pacers. The Milwaukee Bucks will face off against the Detroit Pistons. The Utah Jazz, the surprising Utah Jazz,
5-2.
will play the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Los Angeles Clippers will host the Houston Rockets
1-6 Rockets.
tonight.
Ooh. I'm taking the Hornets, the Sixers, the Nets, the Hawks, the Bucks. Ooh, that Grizzly and Jazz game. Jazz is 3-0 at home, and the Grizzlies is going to
I
Utah.
can't believe they beat them. That's wild. The Jazz was pissing me off.
All them draft picks, y'all want to win? Y'all want to keep winning?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, they 5-2 right now. I don't know who I'm picking for that game. And then the Clippers and the Rockets. I'm taking the Clippers. I want to go with Ja. I want to go with Ja and the Grizzlies, but the Jazz, man.
Clippers are really bad.
They are, but I think they'll beat the Rockets tonight at home.
The Rockets probably get the W. Bucks. I think the Nets finally get off the snide and get another.
We're at home, yeah.
I think Sacramento might take care of the Hornets. I'll go with the Hawks and the 76ers.
Give me Memphis and I'm taking Memphis versus.
Yeah,
the
I would do that as well. Yeah,
Definitely coming off a loss.
Yeah, I'm taking Memphis home. Yeah, without question.
So of course, moving on into NFL. A lot going on yesterday. Was y'all entertained yesterday?
I was. It was some good games, man. Speaking of which, that Atlanta game, you know what I'm saying? I think your boy, I think I did pretty well, bro. Did I not?
Actually, Ron is ahead. All of us did well. Ron is currently ahead.
Oh, we must all have the same picks then.
Somewhat. It was a give or take here and there, but me and you both finished 9-4. We still got tonight's game.
I should have 10, bro.
You got Baltimore. Count them off. Baltimore.
Hold on.
Miami.
Hold on. I gotta give receipts with Trey. You know, Trey be coming up. I picked the Jags. Jags lost, right?
Yes, the Jags lost.
I picked the Dolphins. They won.
The Dolphins won.
Falcons won.
The Falcons won. Minnesota
Vikings won.
Dallas won. New Orleans won. Philly won. The Jets did not win. Tennessee won. Seattle won. And then Indianapolis lost. The Rams lost. Buffalo won.
1, 2.
Oh, so that's 10. Yeah, that's 10. I didn't count them. I didn't count them. So all of us picked them. So it's still the same thing. Ron picked all of us picked Buffalo. So he's still ahead. It's 10-4, 10-4, 11-3. And tonight, of course, you have Cincinnati and
So we all picked the same.
Yes.
Who got 11?
Yeah, you did.
Ron has 11.
What game he got right that we got wrong? The Jets game?
Well, no, it's just it depends because he got one because like the ones he got wrong was you got the Jags wrong, you got New York, the Jets wrong, the Colts and the Rams wrong. I got the Jaguars wrong. I got Las Vegas wrong. I got the Jets wrong, and I got New York wrong. And then Ron got Las Vegas wrong. He got the Rams wrong, and he got the Jacksonville Jaguars wrong.
Okay.
And so now I know I got Cincinnati tonight. So if y'all want to sit up and pick differently for me,
I don't think we're gonna talk about what they are missing that dog tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do not have Cincinnati then.
Yeah, they do not. They do not have Jamar Chase.
Whoa,
I'm hearing Higgins is ready to step up though.
Let's go
Jamar
Higgins.
is out.
You say, all right, Ron, that's Bears fans and they don't let Fields throw every C in the playbook. Allow him to use his legs, throw the ball is huge for us. I didn't expect to win, but seeing flashes of the offense was big.
It is, man. It is. I think what I've been saying the whole time, Coach Hunter, is in regards to Chicago, he needs help. Fields cannot do it without it by himself, man. He's trying his damnedest. Like I said, I give him mad props for trying his damnedest to try and make this team something, but he cannot do it by himself. He needs a premier receiver, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't. He doesn't have that, and without that, that hurts. That hurts Justin. He needs a premier receiver, and he's lacking.
I'm sure we all know the famous Fresh Prince episode, "Get a ball to Will." It seemed like watching that game was a lot of get a ball to Fields. I'm seeing
put
Booby
in, watch
like,
what?
Yeah.
That's the best play call we got.
I'm saying if you give Fields someone like OBJ, something like that, somebody who can be a factor on the field that he can throw to, that he doesn't have to worry about not catching the ball, that team would be totally different, man. Right now, I don't even know how he runs the way he runs when they know that's all they have is Justin Fields. I don't know how he steals. He's just an athlete. You know what I'm saying? He's an athlete.
And in this modern day NFL 2022, where pass catchers and running backs are assets out the caboodle, there's like tons and tons of wide receivers moving every week. I feel like it's irresponsible to have this man's best wide receiver be Mooney. I love D Mooney, but
he's good, but he's not that number one, man. He's not.
Cole Kmet's an okay tight end, but it's like
he can't throw the ball if he has somebody to throw the ball to. Drunk Mooney is like Professor said, he's good, but he's not that dude. He's not that dude. I guarantee you, if Fields gets a premier receiver, a Jamar Chase type, a AJ Brown, a CD Lamb,
it's like Justin 6 Jefferson. Of them every first round, Bishop.
Yeah. You're right.
It's not like they are hard to come by.
It's not.
Got one. Atlanta got one. The Jets got one. Everybody got a dope wide receiver,
except him. It's crazy. It's crazy. You're right, Ron. They come dime a dozen. They do. It's so many wide receivers in the NCAA. Like, I know Justin Fields. Like, I know every night he's like, man, please just give me somebody. These people making all these trades. Can we get one of these trades to help us? Oh, here this dude go with the nonsense.
Oh my gosh, Bishop, it's okay because them boys, despite y'all being 7-0, excuse my language, y'all whooped our ass yesterday. Well, not y'all, Trey. Christian McCaffrey, Lord.
Oh my God.
I was about to throw up.
If that was a debut,
that's why I had to go switch up the outfit. Like the
take that one off because he didn't even play.
You know what?
Take that one off. He didn't even play.
It's still
take
the 49ers. It's still the 49ers. I haven't got my McCaffrey jersey yet. It's Halloween, so I want to dress up as a champion. That's what I want to simply look like. So you know what I'm saying? So anyway,
but drunk, you gotta keep it. Field deserve more time, but Fields has overthrown and underthrown. When you get hit as much as Fields has been getting hit, bro, that part, Ron, tell him. Of course you're gonna overthrow and underthrow balls because you don't know where that next hit is about to come seconds after letting that ball go.
That boy had Micah Parsons chasing him for an hour yesterday.
Bro.
I ain't throwing no good pass either.
That's why he even want to touch Michael Parsons. He's like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. He jumped over.
It's like I'm not going to fearful defensive ends coming at you every play. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna overthrow because I'm scared this dude finna lay me out. Yeah, that's
the way he got like what's his name lay him out on that on that 2-point conversion. He's like, wow. I was like, whoa. It's like he probably like, yo,
yeah, he switched jersey. Eric, he on that nonsense, man. That's no trade.
Go. So of course, we work real quick and touch on a couple of games. The first one, New England Patriots against the New York Jets, in which the Jets close with no cigar. It was one of them crazy games. Of course,
man, I had the Jets going. I was like, come on.
The Jets, of course, Zach Wilson, 20 for 41, 355 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Most of the time, you're not going to come back from that. Michael Carter rushed for 7 carries, 26 yards. James Robinson in his debut, 5 carries, 17 yards. He hurt me. Garrett Wilson, 6 receptions for 115 yards. Tyler Conklin, 6 receptions, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns, 76 yards from Denzel Mims on 2 receptions. Michael Carter, 4 for 35. CJ Uzma, 1 for 27. And Jeff Sips, 1 for 23. The Patriots, Mac Jones, 24 for 35 for 194 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Ramondre Stevenson, 16 carries, 71 yards. Damian Harris, 11 for 37. Mac Jones, 7 for 19. Ramondre also 7 receptions for 72 yards. Jacoby Myers, 9 receptions, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. Hunter Henry, 1 for 22. Damian, 2 for 15. Tyquan Thornton, 1 for 13. As well as the win also put Bill Belichick as number 2 all time in wins, career wins. Now he is basically 23 wins from beating out Don Shula. Do y'all think he ends up getting that?
Who?
23
without a doubt.
Belichick.
Oh,
He needs 23
he's how
wins.
many? He's how many?
He needs 23
2
wins.
seasons,
Yeah.
2 seasons basically.
playoff run.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised, fellas. But also, Trey, not everybody knows this, but Bill Belichick right now has a better record than Tom Brady.
He does. But remember, it was opposite last year, so
Right.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't all Tom.
Another game. Let's give some love to. Let's do this. We're gonna run through the NFC East because the NFC East right now is one of the best
Say it again.
divisions.
The
I
best.
need you.
in
I
football.
need you to put emphasis on the
As I'll
best.
give you, I'll give you the NFC
The
East is one of
best.
the best divisions, if not the best, one of the best divisions in football.
That's
Unfortunately, y'all did take one L from that from last night. Well, of course, even with that L, the team is still 6-2.
right.
Geno Smith, represented from the NFC West. 23 for 34, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, the third, 51 rushes, 51 yards on 18 rushes with the touchdown. Geno, 5 for 26, and Travis Homer, 2 for 10. Tyler Lockett had some up and down yesterday,
Ooh.
but he did get together 5 receptions for 63 yards and 1 touchdown. DK Metcalf, 6 for 55 in the touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 4 for 33. Travis Homer, 1 for 21. Will Disley, 2 for 12, and Noah Fant was 2 for 19. The other side of the spectrum, although they didn't get the win, Daniel Jones, 17 for 31 for 176 yards. Saquon Barkley rushed for 20 times for 53 yards with a touchdown. Daniel Jones, 6 for 20. Darius Slayton, I think this is another one of those teams that without a true number 1 wide receiver is going to continue to hurt them. But receptions 5 for receptions for 56 yards from Darius Slayton. Tanner Hudson, 3 for 58. Wendell Robinson, 2 for 15. Matt Breida, 1 for 10. Chris Myrick, 1 for 10. And then Saquon Barkley, 3 for 9 yards. As the Seattle Seahawks, number 1 in the NFC West, improved to 5-3. The Giants dropped to 6-2 on the season, but still, third place? Are they third in the NFC
Giants?
East? Yeah.
Yes.
At 6-2, third place.
Yeah.
Ron, 6-2, third place in the division.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Of course, the teams that did get W's in the NFC East, I'm sorry. The where are they at? Where are them Commanders? Shout out to Anthony. That's the Commanders took care of business. It wasn't Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Taylor
He done lost his
Heineke.
job. His job
You
is
think-
gone.
you think- it ain't gone. It's not gone.
His job's gone.
It was like he took it from Taylor. How did he lose his job?
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke, 23 for 31, 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Heineke also 6 carries for 29 yards rushing and a touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 4 for 29. Brian Robinson Jr., 8 for 20. Antonio Gibson, 7 for 19. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, 6 receptions, 113 yards receiving. Anthony Gibson, 7 for 58 with a touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 3 for 50. Washington took care of business, improving to 4-4 in the season. They 500. They're not at they're at the bottom, but they ain't too far. Well, I guess you could say that because they're the closest team is 6-2 when they're 4-4. Um, do we see a situation when Washington continues to decline, or is that a foregone notion?
No, Washington is still about to be Washington. They ain't about to do nothing. They is what they is. They ain't about to do nothing. Don't trip.
The number 2 team we were just talking about them briefly. The Chicago Bears faced off against the Cowboys, the second best team in the NFC East. Cowboys with the win 49-29, giving them the 6-2 record. Chicago 5-3-5. Justin Fields 17 for 23 for 151 yards with 2 touchdowns. Trevor Siemian was 1 for 1 with 5. Fields 8 carries for 60 yards with a touchdown. Khalil Herbert 16 carries for 99 yards with a touchdown. David Montgomery 15 carries for 53 yards. Velez Jones was 2 for 33. Darnell Mooney 5 receptions for 70 yards. N'Keal Harry 2 for 24 with a touchdown. Cole Kemet with 2 receptions for 11 yards. Dante Pettis 4 for 18 yards, and David Montgomery 3 for 22. As we discussed earlier, they still take the L, losing by 20 points. Got to give him some help quick, or he's going to be out of there next year. And of course, as someone said earlier, they spelled it out.
EAGLES. Eagles. Let's go.
The Steelers and Eagles faced off as Pittsburgh didn't have enough. This is probably going to be Mike Tomlin's first losing season in 15 years, unless they go on a tangent.
Let's go. Showtime. Let's go. The boys took it back to stump the yard on them cats.
The Eagles win 35-13. The Steelers, Kenny Pickett, 25 for 38, 191 yards and 1 touchdown. Najee Harris took his chance at throwing 1 for 4. Chase Claypool 1 for 1 yard and a touchdown. Jalen Warren 6 for 50 rushing. Kenny Pickett 7 for 37. Najee Harris 8 for 32. Steven Slims 2 for 21. Pratt Freeman 4 receptions for 57 yards. Chase Claypool 4 for 45. Derek Watt 2 for 6 yards with a touchdown. Jalen Warren 3 for 25. Najee Harris 6 for 26. The Eagles, Jalen Watts 19 for 28 with 285 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts, you mean?
Who I say?
Somebody guard AJ Brown.
You said
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, yes.
Oh, sorry, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. You got yes.
Miles Sanders, 4 touchdowns. Miles Sanders, 9 rushing carries for 78 yards and a touchdown. Boston Scott 7 for 21. Hurts 2 for 10. Gainwell 1 for 3. AJ Brown 6 receptions, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert 6 for 64. Zach Pascal 2 for 57 with a touchdown. Smith, he's being shut out. 5 receptions, 23 yards.
He being shut out. Don't trip.
He's being shut out. Ron, is he not being shut out?
Don't trip.
It's just hard to want to throw it to him when you got AJ Brown
doing everything.
That third touchdown grab he got when the Steelers had breaks in the double team in the back of the end zone, I was like, oh my gosh. He is the real deal.
That boy is the truth.
Tennessee, what did y'all do?
Thank you, Drunk. Let Trey know, Drunk. Let Trey know, Drunk.
Undefeated.
They might go
undefeated over the next 4 games, but they're not going.
Let them know, Drunk.
They might be 11-0 before they get their first win, but they're not going undefeated.
Let them know, Drunk.
They're going to be.
Let them know, Drunk. He don't understand this, Drunk, and I need you to understand. This is the guy that said we was about to lose every single one of our last.
I should have told you that I was just BSing with that. Y'all told me we still been talking about it the next day. I was like, nah, y'all gonna go 5-0 over the course of the next 5 games. But we said y'all legitimately might end up finishing. Y'all not gonna finish undefeated.
But I just want y'all to know this is what we are. This is what we are right now, though. 7-0 boys, baby. 7-0 boys.
This week's a trap game, though, Bishop.
I know it is. Ron, don't say that, Ron. I know. I hate that.
Another team that no one's really talking about, the Minnesota Vikings took care of business. 6-1 on the year. winning 34-26. Kirk
If
Cousins 24 for 36, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns. Go ahead, Ryan. What you about to say?
if the game is at 1, Kirk Cousins gonna get it done. Ooh, that game was tight towards the
It
end.
was.
Like, ain't
It
nobody
was.
watching Kirk. Go ahead and win this one. He brought him home. Shout out Eric's Vikings.
Jaguars messed me over. The Broncos came back to get a win, 21-7.
I know. I just knew the Jaguars, but I just knew the Jaguars were gonna pull that win off, man. I just knew it, and they couldn't.
Disappointment.
They get the win, 21-17. Jaguars fall to 2-6. Broncos improved to 3-5, with 3-5 on the year. Who else we got? The game. This probably was the game of the day. The Falcons and the Panthers.
And the Panthers should have won that game. The Panthers should have won that game. That game was in Panthers' hands 3 times. Thank you, Ron. I was just about to say 3 times that game was in the Panthers' hands, and foolish mistakes cost them that game.
That kicker on ND as we speak.
He's gone.
He's done. He's done.
Shout out to PJ Walker, 317 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Dang, that messed up his parlay. Messed up his parlay.
PJ, that one unfortunate interception. Deontay, I told y'all Deontay Foreman is that dude. I told y'all, if y'all didn't understand, I told y'all that man is a good backup. Now starter. 26 carries, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. DJ Moore, the touchdown, but unfortunately, the wrong move at the wrong time. But who would have thought that even with a 48-yard extra point, that it would have been missed?
But then they got an interception, and he missed it again, and it wasn't 48 yards.
He was shook at that time.
I can't blame DJ Moore.
He wasn't resilient. He wasn't resilient. That's all that was.
That man been out there playing with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold for the first couple of weeks. Of course, when he catches biggest touchdown catch of the year, he gonna get a little hype. Take his helmet off. No shade.
Yeah.
In any case, they get the L. You know who's looking nice? Marcus Mariota is looking hella good.
I told you that. I told you at the very beginning. I told you. People sleeping on Marcus. I told you. Marcus Mariota is making plays out there, bro. He's showing glimpses of Oregon back in Oregon days, bro.
If they had Cordell Patterson, they would probably be a problem without a doubt.
Without question. Yeah. Marcus Mariota, people sleeping on Marcus. Marcus is that dude. Marcus is that dude, bro. People need to stop sleeping on Marcus.
Falcons improved 4-4 on the year. Carolina drops to 2-6 going into week 9 coming up.
Yeah.
Of course, they'll say you had that. Where else was a good game? Where else did they have a good game? Of course, this was a good game. The 4-4. I understand is the parody of that, like you said, Cornelius. The 4-4 San Francisco 49ers face off against the 3-4, now 3-4 Los Angeles Rams. San Francisco, of course, with that, getting the 31-14 a victory. Jimmy Garoppolo, 21-25 for 235 yards and two touchdowns. Okay, Jimmy. Christian McCaffrey, 1-for-1 for 34 yards and a touchdown. Okay, Chris. Christian McCaffrey, 18 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. Okay, Chris. CMC. Jeffrey Wilson, 4-for-14. Sorry, Jeff. Brandon Ayuk. Let's go, Brandon. Step up. 6 receptions, 81 yards and 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 8 receptions, 55 yards and a touchdown. George Kittle, 3 yards, 39 receiving. 3 receptions, 39 yards and receiving. Okay, George. Ron Rivers, 8-for-21. Matthew Stafford, 2-for-33, 187 yards.
C-Mac caused a lot of fantasy losses yesterday.
Yes, and I was one of them, damn it.
Yeah, I was up by 50 points. Christian McCaffrey. He put up 55 fantasy.
Oh yeah, he saved him.
Nuts.
He saved him. I was on his head.
I told you was not on my head.
I was on your head. I was on your head. Christian saved you.
Ron, let me tell you.
Christian saved you.
He did not save me. Ron, how Christian saved me when
how much am I winning by? How much am I losing by right now?
When Jalen Waddle had 30 himself.
And look at what my people had. You
had nobody that had 30. No one.
But he wasn't. He's Christian. How far are you ahead of me right now?
Probably about 16 points.
Exactly. How much
And
did
I
Christian?
still got.
Christian
And I
got you
still got.
20. Got you
My,
20,
hold
20
on,
over
but hold
20
on,
yards, right?
hold
Points,
on,
right?
Ron. He's saying that I'm up by 16, or actually more
And you
than
got
16.
one person tonight. Who you got tonight? The
I
defense.
got listen, Ron. Let me say this because he ain't telling you the whole story. For one, because I left and I didn't set up my stuff like I wanted to.
Because he didn't get sit up and change. He didn't move.
Alan Lazard
Alan
was there.
Lazard.
He didn't even play. He was out.
Ron,
So
how long? Ron, how long did he have
therefore, if I
to move
had moved
Lazard?
if I'd have put in somebody else, if I'd have put in Woods, that would have been 10 more points, like I wanted to. And then yes, I have the Cleveland defense tonight. So I would have blew. You'd have got blown. You'd have been beat by over 20 points.
No.
How's that? No. I'm telling you, the Woods got me 10 more.
Christian
And
McCaffrey
then
saved you. That's all I'm saying.
no, he did. Ron, I beat this dude, and I had one person who didn't even play.
I had two people that didn't even play. That was playing that didn't play. So what's this the same thing?
Who didn't play for you? Everybody got points for you. Who didn't play? Who didn't play? All your people played. Everybody got points.
I had two people that got like one single digit.
Oh, well, no, they played. No, I'm talking about my person did not even get on the field. That's what I'm talking about. Did not get on the field. Did not play it out.
Christian McCaffrey
you had people that just didn't perform. That's a difference. Ron, will you tell them there's a difference between playing and not suiting up or getting on the field?
Tonight we have the Cincinnati Bengals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know who you're going with.
We got who? The Cincinnati going against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Who? What? That dude look, he's so thrown. He said the Cleveland.
The Cleveland Browns. Against the Cleveland Browns.
I got him so thrown, Ron, right now. He did go crazy. 40 points, man. He scored a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and he passed for a touchdown. Good
dude
God.
scored me 40 points.
Hey,
Come
Ron,
on,
and the other thing I got to say about this is guess what? Guess who my quarterback was? Jimmy Garoppolo. I beat him with his own team.
Right, that part. You might as well go get IU.
I beat him with his own team. He had IU. That's the thing. He had IU.
I had it. So
every time Garoppolo threw,
every time this year. Don't worry, because that's how I beat MA. Because I had Cup, the defense, and the defense ain't get me anything, but I'll call it. It's okay.
Because I did horrible in your league.
Shout out Trey.
I left.
I did what everyone else couldn't do. Bishop couldn't do it. I knocked off the top person in sports and shenanigans.
Yeah, you knocked off CJ.
That's CJ. I thought CJ was another team. Okay, I thought CJ was another team. Okay,
no,
CJ was running rampant.
Somebody gonna finally lose in the fantasy. CJ, he was so hurt. He was like, I can't care when I'm enjoying this drink. I'm like, you care. It's not that big deal.
Ron, in your league, man, in sports shenanigans, man, I played again. Like I said, I didn't put my best players in because I left on Friday, and I had this is who I had on my bench that didn't put AJ Brown.
30 you had him on the bench?
On the bench.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Yeah, that hurt me. That would have put me in this game, and I probably could have won this game. But I lost majorly. So I'm about to be 3-5. But in the Cyro Phi League, I won again. We will be winning again because I do have who is that? McKinley. I got two people playing tonight, which is Joe Mixon. No, only got one person playing. Joe Mixon.
What week are we in now, Ron?
8.
Week 8, right?
That was the conclusion. Tonight's closes week 8.
For 6 weeks, Bishop was number 1 in our Cyro Phi League. Ask Bishop who's number 1 now.
Who number 1? Let me see. I don't even know, to be honest. Let me see.
I feel like we're talking to him, Bishop.
Yes, you are.
In the division?
What's your record?
No, he's not number 1.
I'm number 1.
In your division?
I'm number 1 overall. It's number 1.
How?
Because I sit up in yes. I have the most points and we're tied. So I have the tiebreaker.
But how you got the tiebreaker if you win? Me and you played already?
The most points because
Oh,
I
you
have
talking
the most
about points wise? I'm not
Yeah,
worried
that's
about
what
points.
puts. I'm number one. If the playoffs started right now, I
How
would
you
have the
number
number one.
one? Hold
I would
on.
have the number one seed.
They awarded by
and
who scored the most points.
yeah, I would.
Oh, okay.
I would have the number. I would be number one, and New York would be number two, and you would have to play when you had you saying. So
So all
it's
three of y'all got the same record.
yes, we're 5-2, and all of us are potentially
Well,
going
I'm
to win.
6-2 now. He's 6-2.
Well, I'm about to 6-2 as well. So
Yeah. I
and
don't think
then
they've
New York as
updated it
well.
yet.
Oh, it hasn't yet, but when they do, I'll still be number one. New York still be number two, and you'll still be number three.
Nah,
It sounded
I'm
like to me y'all beating up on the folks in side row.
I've allowed the least most points out of everybody. Yeah.
So
No, I haven't. Somebody else has.
yeah,
But anyway.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying, taking care of business.
Don't
But
worry.
anyway.
You gotta see me. Don't worry. You gonna
Oh yeah,
come
I'm
see me.
ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm bringing that as well as all the
come see
things
me.
in which our ancestors had to go through. All that's coming with me when I come see
Bring
you.
it. Come
That's
see me.
what like
Let's go.
everything.
Come see me. Come see me, bro. Come
But
see
of
me.
course, like I said, tonight's game, Monday night game, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns. Who y'all thinking about? Who you got?
This is hard because Jamar Chase is gone, and that's Burrow's right hand. Like that's his right hand.
The Browns are really bad. Who would have thought they needed a quarterback? Jacoby Brissett has not gotten it done. Let's check out his numbers. He started off hot too.
Yeah, he did. This is a hard one,
6
bro.
touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 14 sacks on the season.
Let's just be real. We know Nick Chubb has been holding that team down.
Right.
Real talk. That's fair.
Even without Jamar Chase, I don't see how this game is close. Cincinnati is like, we've been talking about the top three quarterbacks and how often we talk about Mahomes and Josh Allen, of course. But if you really break down Josh Allen and Burrow's numbers, they've both been in the league about the same amount of time, same amount of games.
Mm-hmm.
That smooth criminal is better than Josh Allen at just about every category. And I'm pretty sure he was the last one of those three that was in the Super Bowl. Justin Burrow, he might be stepping up into that Mahomes echelon. It's going to be crazy in that AFC playoff picture. But I'm riding with the Bengals going out here for it, fellas. I'm on their bandwagon.
Bengals it is.
Go ahead, Eric. You on everybody's bandwagon run. I like them. Even without Jamar Chase, I think you said it, Trey. Higgins is going to be more than enough to fill in on all that them extra passes.
Yes, sir.
Boyd going to step up.
I'm on Cincinnati as well. Go ahead, Bishop. Go ahead and pick Cleveland.
I'm still going with Cincinnati, man. I like JB.
Burrow.
Yeah. I think like I said, I think that was Ron said, this, or that might have been you, Trey, to say it's time for him to step up and get some shine. So I feel like I think that's what it is.
So of course, you're saying that's what we have tonight. Be sure to check us tomorrow as we go over this game. Of course, some of the games in the NBA as well. We'll get to see, does Philadelphia finally get into the number one spot? As the Buffalo still continue to hold them off?
We better.
We'll get a chance to
There's
see.
There's no reason for us not to now.
We'll see NFL, ESPN, what they're talking about as far as the top rankings. On Wednesday, be sure to tap in definitely with us as we'll have special guests from Black Men Vent 2 out of Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to have them come through and chop it up with us and do a little talking. Talk a little bit about some Tennessee, what's going on in Tennessee, Memphis, the Volunteers, the Titans. You catch a whole vibe with them as our organization gets ready to embark on the Nashville, Glorilla. Okay, we'll talk a little Glorilla. You never know what's going to happen. I'll be sure to send you a link, Ron. You might want to tap in for that one as well. So, you know what I'm saying? So we'll talk to them, chop it up with them, hear what they got going on, what they're doing. So you have that. We're going to then we continue on. We'll be able Wednesday. We'll be able to talk about the CFP And like I said, y'all heard it here first. Tennessee, #1 in the CFP.
Not gonna happen. They're not jumping. They're not jumping Georgia, y'all. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll find out. CFP come out tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
So we'll catch it on. We'll be able to talk about it on Wednesday. You have that. Brooklyn tonight. Do they get a win, Bishop?
Yes, at home. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know what? You remember what Denzel Washington said in on training day in the car when they was driving?
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't say on air. In any case, we greatly appreciate y'all checking in with us today. We look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow or the rest of this week and get it going again. Once again, shout out to the 389 Cav, not regiment, what's Cav? Squadron, as they are the Folk Polk in the Mirror Sports champion for the year. Get a chance to see it again next year. And going from there. Ron Bishop, any words before we get up out of here?
Watching First Formation, appreciate all y'all for tuning in. You might be surprised. There is this other sport called baseball that we don't really talk about that much.
Well, I talked about it at the beginning.
Yeah, we spoke about it this minute. It was in the very beginning.
For like 30 seconds.
No, it got a little burn.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not Dodger conversation, but I mean, we talked about it.
Of course, they have to see if it ain't.
Of course, now Ron would have say something about it because it's the Phillies.
Yeah.
See there since
He ain't said nothing.
He ain't said nothing until it's like, oh, now it's the Phillies, and they got a W. Yeah, that's what exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. That's just like how you used to talk about Oklahoma. But anyway, we greatly appreciate y'all topping in with us. And then while you talk about Philly, wait till Philadelphia lose. Wait till the Eagles lose, boy. Woo!
Even if we lose, we'd be what, 8-1, 10-1, 13-1, somewhere around there.
I think it's only to the Cowboys.
Yeah, it don't even matter when we lose because we pretty much the solidified playoff first and a bye. Yeah.
Not the bye yet.
Oh yeah, with who we got left on the schedule? Oh yes, bye
you
yet.
act like this season ain't been full of surprises.
We're gonna have to look at Minnesota's schedule.
Not for us.
Minnesota might catch you. They're able
catch
to
us. How we don't play them again, and we've already beat them. So how can they?
Yeah, but all they gotta do is they just have to continue to win, and y'all gotta lose too.
That ain't gonna happen. But even if we ain't gonna lose too, not with our schedule left. Nah.
Never mind. The Vikings got the Bills, Cowboys, and Patriots. All
hell no.
They might lose 2 of those.
Yeah, that part.
But y'all got the same thing where y'all might lose 3, but that gives puts y'all at the same record, which gives them y'all the tiebreaker.
Thank you. When it's all said and done, we played them. When it's all said and done, so yeah, we looking at a bye already. Let's go.
Y'all gonna look at somebody.
They
go, Houston, take care of business. I'm saying it right now.
I hate this trap game. I swear I can't stand this trap game. I cannot.
Houston.
I don't even know if I'm gonna watch that game.
Drug said it earlier. Drug said it earlier. David Mills is going to work them boys over.
I'm definitely betting Houston to cover by 13.5.
And not to mention,
it's a setup, bro. I feel like
it's a setup. Real quick, Andy Dalton, you see that he's the starter for the rest of the season.
Is he?
Yeah, he finally got Kamara going. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel
he's a starter for the rest of the season.
I'm so
shout out Mike D, Saints, all them Saints fans. Y'all finally got something taken care of. But like I said, that's our show today. We greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us. See y'all tomorrow. Enjoy your day. High speeds, holler.
Bowling.
Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. Peace.